Hey everyone! Alibaba, the e-commerce titan, is approaching a critical moment. They are about to report earnings for Q4, marking the end of their fiscal year of 2024. The question on everyone's mind: did they close the year strong, or are there cracks in the foundation? On May 14, we'll find out, but in this video we are getting ahead of the curve. We will dissect Alibaba's recent performance, analyst expectations, an updated stock analysis, and what you need to know before the big report. So buckle up, because we are about to unpack Alibaba's fiscal year and see if it is a victory lap or a cause of concern. First, let's talk about Alibaba's recent performance. Year to date, the stock is up 6%. When compared to the S&P 500 or Nasdaq, they are up 10%. So Alibaba's is lagging the US indexes, but the stock was down a lot 1 month ago, and now they are already recovering. In the last month, they are up 6%. In the last 20 days, they are up 15%. Comparing to other Chinese companies, the stock is doing well. They are underperforming JD or Tencent, for example. They are doing great this year, but Pinduoduo and Baidu are the Chinese companies, the most well-known companies that are doing worst. Baidu is having some difficulties, and Pinduoduo is off to a bad start of this year after having an exceptional 2023 year. But there have been a lot of good news surrounding China. For example, economy is doing well. They are beating some expectation. So I'm expecting Alibaba and the Chinese economy to do really great next year and to end strong this year. Alibaba is having a lot of news. They are doing great in the last few reports. The worst performing subsidiary from Alibaba has been Alibaba's cloud, but there have been great news, even though they are not doing great. When you see their earnings, for example, they are not growing as they were before, and they are not a lot profitable when compared to Tmall or Taobao. But there have been a lot of reports talking well about their cloud, their segments. They are offering special discounts to catch new clients, for example, and the AI, they seem like their tech on the cloud is the best on China, so they are trying to gain market share, even though they are the biggest cloud provider on China. So I'm expecting cloud to recover, if not this quarter, in the next few quarters, and they might be a growth driver in the next few quarters. So I'm expecting a lot from Alibaba Cloud. For the rest, Tmall and Taobao has been doing great, and since they are the biggest segments on Alibaba, they will have a huge impact on the Alibaba's latest earnings report. So I'm expecting them to do great. International, with their AliExpress, Lazada, are doing exceptionally well. They are growing really fast. So I'm really bullish on Alibaba, and they are investing in the really key segments. And even though their biggest business, that is Tmall and Taobao, that they are growing close to double digit, which is really good, they have these internationals and the cloud segment doing really well, and they are investing a lot on AI. And as an investor, I love seeing them use their cash pile to invest in AI, for example. Looking at the technicals of Alibaba, when you look at the graph of Alibaba, they are at a critical point. Right now they are above $80, which is above the 200-day the SMA, for example, and they are facing a lot of resistance right now. If next week we have a really great report on the earnings, and bear in mind expectations are low, Alibaba is trading cheap. If it comes in line, or if you have a bit, I'm expecting Alibaba to rally. So if this report turns out to be good or above expectation, I'm expecting Alibaba to continue this climb. Bear in mind they are up 15% in the last 20 days, and if the report is good, they have a freeway to the 120s. That is the next big resistance level. So, but we are not a technical analyst, so we invest in Alibaba for the long term. Fundamentals are really great on Alibaba. Thinking long term, Alibaba is one of the best companies on China, huge growth ahead, and it is one of the most undervalued companies out there. Looking at our checklist, all check marks, really good growth, good margins actually, and improving. They are recovering. Returns on invested capital and on equity are not great, but this business, it is what it is, but they are still growing, investing to growing. So I'm expecting these returns to increase in the future. They have a wide moat, they have in free cash flow positive, and they are returning capital to the shareholders, which I love. They are doing a lot of buybacks. Bear in mind, just 2024, they already bought 2.5% of their shares, and with this quarter they might end the year with a 3% buyback of the company. Analysts are expecting them to end the 2024 year with a growth on revenue around 8.3%. It might get a surprise this quarter. We'll see next Tuesday, but this is a returning to growth, a turning point from the year before. So growing around 8%, they might get between 8 to 10%, which is a really good growth for a company like Alibaba. If they continue to grow close to double digits or high single digit, improving margins, buying back a lot of cheap shares, which is really great, I'm expecting a really good returns in the future for Alibaba. We have like the three major points to have good returns. We can have a PE expansion. Bear in mind, Alibaba is trading at a forward PE under 10. They can have a PE expansion. They can have margins and revenue increasing, so double major growth. And then they are buying back a lot of shares, so it will increase the earnings per share for the shareholders. So Alibaba has a lot to be a really good investment in the future. Talking to valuation, I have a lot of videos. It's not the point of this video. So they are undervalued a lot, and it is a really great company. I do really love. Full disclosure, I had own Alibaba. If you follow this channel, you already know, but we have plenty of videos on Alibaba and other Chinese companies. If you are interested, please see our channel. So for Alibaba, I'm expecting. I don't usually have high expectation for earnings. I'm not expect because I'm invested for a long term. This latest earnings report, it will not change the long term future, but I know Alibaba is at a critical point. They are facing a lot of resistance around the $80 mark, and if you close the week above the $80 mark, above the 200 mean daily average, and if the report came in line or above expectation, I would think Alibaba has a really great opportunity to increase the share price and to continue this bull market that we have seen in the last 20 days, for example. So until the 120, if you look at the long term, we can see the start of this recovery, the turning point that all Alibaba shareholders are expecting. So I hope you like this video, guys. If you like, please like and subscribe. See you Tuesday.